All right, guys. Here she is, the new ML5 unit who will be out on June the 5th. ML Aria. So let's see what malaria has for us here.
Violations of conduct will not be tolerated. Somebody's in need of a thrashing. One who perpetuates disorder shall face my iron fist.
Damn, shoved her ass right through that wall.
Time better spent elsewhere.
Guys.
Disorder shall face my iron fist. Time better spent
That's some
elsewhere.
physics right there, guys. That's some physics.
Disciplinary Prefect Aria, the girl who single-handedly flipped the once problematic Shadewood High into a school of academic prestige. Although she may be a bit of a tyrant, forcing students to study a minimum of 14 hours a day and handing out punishment.
14 hours a day? Guys, I thought the Nadalon story was awful before, but now, holy shit.
And handing out punishment on a whim. Not a single student dared rebel against her, as she was also the school's strongest in terms of brute strength. Recently, she's been keeping herself busy, coming up with initiatives that would quell those insufferable bikers that have been frequenting the school even after they had graduated. Disciplinary Prefect Aria is a 5-star dark elemental warrior.
A dark Capricorn warrior, so really high health, not much to speak of on speed.
Skill, imprint, concentration.
AoE, effect resistance, and self-imprint health.
Skill.
Unwavering execution. Her passive skill increases soul burn consumption by 100%. That's it, guys. Cleave is dead. You know, every time a new unit comes out, we're supposed to say Cleave is dead. So make sure you tell all your friends. Just ungear all your anti-Cleave units because Cleave is clearly dead. Cleave is always dead every time a new unit comes out. So make sure, tell your friends, Cleave is dead. At the start of the first battle, increases effect resistance proportional to max health. Increases effect resistance proportional. So she's boosting her own effect resistance. So that's why we've got a self-health imprint. So 18% health, I'm assuming, would be the equivalent of 18% ER. After you go through the proportionality, we could probably math out exactly how much health is equal to how much ER if we base it on that theory, right? But we'll have to see how much ER each HP converts. So she's going to have a lot of effect resistance on herself because she's going to have a lot of health. She's got stupid high health and she's self-health imprints. When the caster is not inflicted with a debuff, increases effect resistance of all allies by 25%. So health on her is like effect resistance, just like effectiveness on Aramentha is like attack on Aramentha, right? On Silverblade. So health, you go stack a shit ton of health on her. That by nature is going to give her effect resistance. And if she is not debuffed, she gives all allies 25% effect resistance. And remember, all allies means her as well. It's not allies of malaria, it's allies of you, the player who has her on the team. So she will give this 25% to herself as well. And it's not just 25, it's 30, it's 40. It's 40% effect resistance, guys. 40%. With Mola, if she's not debuffed, and her HP is equivalent effect resistance, and her imprint is equivalent effect resistance. 18, I guarantee you, 18% health is going to be on her is going to be the equivalent of 18% ER. So you could probably do the math. Wow, they really hurt us when we said effect resistance isn't a real stat, and they're trying to prove us wrong here. That is wild.
Unwavering execution. At the start of the first is not inflicted. Skill 3.
Skill 3, Purge. So this is the big punching kids through a wall skill, right? This one.
Strongest in terms of brute.
Attacks the enemy with a merciless iron fist, granting a barrier to all allies for 2 turns before increasing defense penetration by 35%. So she grants a barrier to all allies and then 35% defense penetration on this skill. Penetration increase stacks up to 2 times. Does that mean it can go to 70 or does that mean it goes to 105? It means it would go to 70, right? A 70% pen. A successful attack always results in a critical hit. Holy shit! 70% pen, guaranteed crit. So you can build this girl without any crit chance. You can just go in with straight up HP and crit damage. And if you soul burn, increases damage dealt and decreases skill cooldown by 1 turn. This right here increases soul, of the enemy. It's not double-edged. Everybody doubles their soul burn usage. Brutal. I guess that's one thing, right? Is if you use Frida into ML Luna, you can seal this passive and then not have the soul burns cost more. But yeah, Frida's value just went through the roof with this unit. Right before they're going to rerun her banner. Funny how that works. What a powerhouse skill, guys.
And a critical hit. Damage dealt and barrier strength increase proportional to the caster's max health. When 10 soul is consumed,
Blammo! Show me the
damage
damage.
and decreases skill cooldown.
It's no Galililius, guys, but that does say 23k. That's going to erase, most units that aren't super tanks. Man, what a solid strike.
By 1 turn. Skill 1.
Skill 1, disciplinary warning. Oh my god, this Aria spanks into so many fetishes, pun intended. Attacks the enemy, increasing combat race of the caster by 15%. Okay, so she's kind of got a Ravi passive in her, where when she attacks, she self-pushes. When Purge is on cooldown... Oh, no, wait. This is when she attacks, she combat readies pushes, not when she is attacked. Never mind. When Purge is on cooldown, activates disciplinary action as an extra attack. I'm going to circle back around to that in a second here. Damage dealt increases proportional to max health. Duh, she's an HP scaler. Disciplinary action attacks the enemy, inflicting up to a... Oh, great. She's an injury unit, too. Why not? Let's just give her 10% injuries. A successful attack will always result in a critical hit. Again, just like Gala. Damage dealt increases proportional to caster's max health. Counter set unit. 100% counter set unit, because there is nothing in here that says on her turn. As an extra attack, and counters count as an extra attack, right? I'm not crazy on that. Counters would count as an extra attack, which would give her the CR push, which would activate the injuries. Yeah. Yeah, I think she is a counter set HP unit, which makes her a little harder to build, right? Because you don't get stats from counter set, so you're going to have to rely on just the substats. So she's going to need really, really good counter gear, and she's going to need that unique gear, that unique hard to find gear. It's one of the things that made Galililius so hard to build for people is not a lot of people had shit tons of attack and shit tons of crit damage, but no crit chance. That was kind of a weird cocktail. Usually you want the crit chance in there, so it was hard for people to build it. It's going to be a little hard to build this. A lot of people are going to have counter set with high HP, but not a lot of people are going to have high HP and high crit damage combined and no crit chance. So it's going to make her difficult to build in the sense that she uses very unique gear on top of maybe wanting a little bit of ER on her too to stack with her HP conversion ER. So, yeah, I think she's going to be one of those units where people are going to be really, jonesing for an Artena crafting event to build the gear around her. But if you have the gear to build this unit, holy crap. Doubling soul burn costs, packed with some injuries, can counterattack into this injury skill, doesn't need crit chance to do serious single target damage. Guys, this oh my god, this unit behind Arunca is going to be devastating. One of the biggest issues with Arunca right now, I was just talking about my Arunca a little bit ago and about how the biggest issue I have with my Arunca is I don't have any effect resistance on mine, and it causes me problems. I think if I can pick up an Aria, that solves my problem, and I don't have to change my build at all. Unless they're going to let me have, like, you know, Robin or some other disaster unit behind my Runka and not take my Aria. Woo! Wild.
Using a successful attack always
so there's the hit.
Damage dealt increases proportional to the caster's max health.
Extra hit.
One who
Yeah, it's going to proc all counters, guys. It's going to be brutal.
shall face my iron fist.
The committee member responsible for order at Shadewood High and a master of both fist and pin. Players will be able to meet Disciplinary Prefect Aria through the Mystic Summon starting June 5th. Thank you.
True, Cookie.
For the sake of peace, I'll be the villain I have to be.
You're a Lua hater?
Look at that. Holy crap. Guys, you stack this with Bastion of Hope. You stack this with Shamadra's Staff. You stack this with units that grant ER, like Crimson Arm and giving everybody ER. Oh my God! Did all of us just turn Japanese overnight? Did all of us just turn into Japan-style server cleavers or tank down? Isn't this like Japan tank down? Right? Is Japan tank down is kind of like normal tank down, except everybody has 500 ER.
You're a Lua hater?
What artifact am I putting on her? I will probably put her on Lethe's artifact. Lots of extra HP. That means ER. You could also consider putting
What will the damage be like?
would that be a good idea?
Life or death?
Yeah, I think Sweet Miracle might be a decent idea on her, just on the outside chance somebody is able to squeeze off a soul burn or get a debuff on her to slow her down. You could Sweet Miracle to stop that. She's a warrior, so she has any host of healing artifacts, right? Yeah, Golden Rose.
Will not be tolerated.
Oh, Krau's artifact. Krau's artifact's heckin' brilliant. Yeah, I just said Lethe's artifact. That was the first one I mentioned. Oh my God, guys. I think KHM saw this demo and peed a little. This is the most KHM thing I think I've ever seen. Is she a must-pull? Do you like what you're seeing on the screen? Do you like playing this way? I think she is incredibly powerful. The only thing that gives us pause is she going to be better than ML Ross? And that's the million-dollar question. And I would love to give you guys the answer to that, but my crystal ball's in the shop. I can tell you this, ML Ross is coming on at the very, very end of July. Roughly 6, 7, 8 weeks away. And when ML Ross comes out, he is an E7 World Cup unit, and that's going to make him one of the historically strongest units in the game. So, are you going to skip all of this to get yourself an ML Ross? That is a hard decision that I can't make for you guys. So, yeah. If you are on the fence, wait. Her banner is 3 weeks long. Wait. Let her be tested. Let the whales and the streamers go out there and really put her through her paces and see if you can do what they're doing, see if you like what she's doing and that you can bring that to your team, and then purchase or pass. Don't pull her on day one. Resist that urge. That's, once again, my consistent advice to you guys. If you're unsure, wait and see. You got 3 weeks to wait. But if she's waifu and you just have to have her, little head always defeats the big head when it comes to purchases, so you guys do you. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You guys have a great rest of your week. Take care, Epic 7.